Hello everyone, I'm Sakshi Rohra, mindset coach from Blissfully Soulful, and we are back again with our Markable May with Devna Parekh, who is a career counselor with a renowned experience in guiding students from grade 8 to 12 and college students and professionals with a passion for helping individuals discover their strengths and interests. She has been instrumental in shaping careers and fostering their personal growth. A very warm welcome, Devna.
Thank you. Thank you, Sakshi.
So today Devna will be talking to us on choosing a career path. With the first episode that we had where she gave us a brief introduction about what career counseling is, why is it important, she's going to emphasize more today on how students and parents can focus on career guidance and what does a career counselor actually do. So, Devna, asking you the first question, going ahead with, what are the few questions or few facts of topics that you would ask a student or a student should know to choose a career ahead?
Yes. So this is a common question which parents always ask me that, ma'am, we are taking up career counseling, but what is the procedure? How do
Hmm.
you go about? So the
Yes.
first and foremost thing is I share a questionnaire, which is also called a pre-counseling form. Now there are several questions in that. I mean, I can, tell you, give you some examples where I also ask like, what are parents' qualification? Now, why do I ask this? Because parents' qualification and occupation somewhere creates an impact on a child. People say, अरे ज्वेलर का बेटा ज्वेलर होगा, डॉक्टर का बेटा डॉक्टर होगा, एक्टर का बेटा एक्टर होगा. Somewhere to certain extent, it is true. Because passively, children, right from very young age, are adapting things looking at their parents. Parents are setting an example that what is their routine, what their day looks like, how they are dealing with their business, with their occupation or job. So passively they are picking. But at the same time, I also get some students who strongly tell me that we don't want to do what my parents are doing. So I got a student, both the parents are very well established dentists. But the child said, I am not taking a neat path. I am not getting into medical field. Now, these dentist friends of mine, both the children are in different fields. Son is in engineering and daughter is in mass media communication. So, of course, it happens sometimes, but generally, genetically, and day to day life, when the students are observing their own parents, that is the first thing they pick up from their parents. Then we also have some understanding according to the states. If you talk about states of a country like Maharashtra and Gujarat, people are business oriented or they are in the corporate sector or they are in the service industry. So they pick up fields which are more commerce oriented. When you go towards north, like Punjab, Haryana, people are into defense system. So they join army, navy, air force, those kind of things. When you go towards UP, MP, those states, people are appearing for UPSC exams. They are becoming IAS officer, IPS officer. They are more from political background and they're born and brought up in that kind of environment. When you go down south, you will see they are all very good brains, especially the South Indian kids. So they are preparing for JEE or NEET kind of program where they are either pursuing engineering program or they want to become doctors because they are really brainy and you won't believe some students start the prep work, even the schools start the prep work as early as grade 6 standard. So their
Wow.
JEE prep work starts at a very early age. If you go towards more eastern states like Assam and Sikkim and all, there is a lot of creativity. So you will find singers, dancers, art, music, painting, those kind of trades you will find more in those citizens of those states. So these are few analogy which as a career counselor we consider. I got a friend who did some psychometric test through a school because school had a monopoly. And
Hmm.
she came up to me. She's like, the first career that has come is defense. Now I said, your seven generations have never gone on the border. And this is something so absurd. I mean, how are you considering the defense thing also? And when your child is not showing interest, the second option came entrepreneurship. I said, let's take it rationally and understand that we have to have a 360-degree approach. We have to see the career from all the angles. So when I am doing career counseling, I'm not wholly and solely concentrating on the reports of psychometric tests. I am taking a pre-counseling session. I'm understanding what are their hobbies, what are their interests, even what kind of sports and music they like and they enjoy. So there is a vast approach towards it. You just cannot look at one thing. I will never look at 10th mark sheet or 12th mark sheet and say this is what you should be doing. There are a lot of other things also which we should be considering.
Right. So, yes, basically, you said we have to see their interests, their strength, the values, the environment they're coming from. Yes, everything matters, and their family background, very importantly, because that's the kind of support they are going to get from them as well, right?
Right, right.
So, as parents, okay, if they need to help their child find a career, even through a counselor, how can parents support their child's career exploration?
So one thing parents should understand that certain subjects are core subjects, especially maths and science. If you feel that the child is average or above average in these subjects and interested to continue, don't drop it. You should continue taking these subjects at least up to Sakshi.
Yes, Devna, I think we just missed out on the last few points. Yes, can you share it again?
Yes, so sorry about it, some network issue. So, yes, the question was how parents can support their child in career exploration.
Yes.
Now, first, the parents have to understand that there are certain subjects like maths and science, which are the core subjects. And if the child is average or above average and has got inclination and interest towards those subjects, make sure you don't drop them when they are in their ninth and 10th. And if you feel that science is one subject which the child is really not interested, that is still acceptable. But maths is a very core subject. Your entrance exams after 12th are very much maths oriented. So, as a career counselor, any career counselor, in fact, will never suggest you to drop a core subject like maths, because if you are getting into finance field, or if also you want to get into field like psychology, you need to have maths. Now you will say, why psychology need maths? Because in psychology also you have to study the data, you have to get into the statistic part, you have to form some case studies. So maths and simple calculations are needed. In fact, you won't believe people who are getting into hospitality business, where they are into baking or something. The colleges are like, if you want to become a baker, you should know the ratio of the ingredients, you should know maths, you should have some basic knowledge of
Got
maths. I understand if it is a big struggle for a child. On 100, if a child is getting a 10, 20, and consistently not reaching to a good level, then I understand to drop this subject. But if the child is average and neglecting it, then it's just that the child is either lazy or procrastinating the work. So make sure that these core subjects are held on. And then there are some other things which the parents consistently have to observe, as in their interest area, their love for music, their sports, whether they are extrovert, they are introvert, what are their work values, whether they want to work in a team or independently. Little bit you can identify, because you are living with your child in the day-to-day life. These are some traits which parents have to consider.
Thank you so much. This is really, really insightful, and especially it's okay for kids. Definitely, they have to find their careers, but it's a lot of clarity to the parents as well. I assume there are a lot of career misconceptions as well. Can you highlight on some career misconceptions?
Yes, so many a times parents are, just confined to those careers which are, paying the child very well, or when it has got a good name in the society. When they can tell that, oh, my child has become like, he has come to this particular position. So sometimes, parents are doing it just to create that status. I mean, I have known some parents who feel very demotivated, or they feel they are like not that dignified if the child is doing some course like a psychology, or even nowadays a lot of creative fields have come up. What if a child wants to become a makeup artist, What if the child wants to get into cosmetology? What if the child wants to get into the fitness training thing, a Zumba instructor, a yoga instructor, a wellness coach, something like that? It is still looked down upon in our society because they feel that, they are not paid that well. Financially, these kind of, fields are not that promising. My child will not get a big package. He's not working with a big company, big
Mm.
firm. So these are some misconceptions which the parents have to remove from their mind. There
Yeah.
are even simple careers today. Even a RJ or DJ is doing brilliant. So don't underestimate any field. I feel whichever field a child chooses, the child has to be consistent, has to put hard work, and has to move with times. As in, AI is incorporated in all the fields. So slowly and gradually get tech savvy, try understanding the latest technology and incorporate it in your mainstream career.
And I think the most important factor that they need to be happy in what they're doing because that will
Absolutely.
actually help them in their emotional growth as well, so
True,
the growth.
true.
So in this, I'm understanding that you're asking the parents to allow their children to
Yes.
explore various fields that they come across. So
Yes,
is there any
absolutely.
way where, parents can keep their mindset or a thought process aside for some time? And can you
Right.
give them some tips on how can they can also encourage their children to explore, Kids want to explore is one thing, but how
Hmm.
can parents also encourage to explore?
Yes, absolutely. So first of all, identify your child's interest area. And if the child is going for some creative field, so make sure that they are continuing their studies, their academics in a basic course where at least they get a graduation certificate. Plus, where the college is little lenient when it comes to attendance part, there is not much of rigidity, and even the program is simpler to adapt. And then let them explore their creative field, let them do a lot of online certified programs. So as a career counselor, I am guiding students that, for example, if you're taking a plain BCom, which is not very much high in demand in today's world, but many a time children choose a field like BCom because they feel that the load of studies is reduced and they can explore a lot of online programs, internships, and short certified programs they can do online. So if you are doing a course like BCom, do some digital marketing, do some coding, learn some computer languages. So you are working on your skill sets. Please understand today, academic sets and skill sets together work. Only if you're academically sound, you cannot survive. You need to have strong skills, and skills can only come if you do these short programs, you get into internship, you get industry ready, and you do some live programs. So only academic, what existed in our times, college to home, home to college, is not sufficient. It's not going to be sufficient. So understand everything, and yes, something off track the career path. But when I am counseling a child, I also ask their screen time. And then I also ask, like, if it is a screen time, then what kind of things they are doing on their mobile? If they are following social media, if they are on Instagram, what kind of people are they following? Are they following food bloggers, travel bloggers, sports people, or it's sometimes just friends and random scrolling? So then I tell them, you have to reduce that. If you are on YouTube, what kind of channels are you following? So I can identify that as their interest area. Even the kind of games that children are playing, we have to understand if it is very aggressive and full of violence, then they are very adventurous by nature. But
Hmm.
someone is playing some calm games, then they are on the quieter side. So a lot of traits are identified even on the usage of their mobile phones or devices, and I understand that what kind of personality trait a child possesses.
Amazing. This is really nice. And so for parents and students who are listening this podcast today, who are listening to this information, can you share some tips on what are the emerging career trends? We go across so many details, you've shared in detail a lot of things, but what are the trending careers in today's time?
Yes. So today, every career has to incorporate it with AI. So, like if you are talking about data science, you are talking about computational maths, applied maths and statistics, machine learning, blockchain, cryptocurrency. This is the future. Digital marketing, I think every single person should be aware of a program called digital marketing, because in every field, you have to promote yourself. So, these are some skills. If also you are in any stream, make sure that you're working towards it. Even personality development, communication skills has to be at par. So, when I meet a student, my first question is, according to you, what is the route to get success in life? And I get answers like, you have to be academically sound, you should be doing this, your internship. And then I tell them, no, the only one thing that you need to be successful is and communication skills.
Communication
If
skill.
you are a smart person, you can sell a 50 rupee product in 500. So it is how smart you are, how you are putting it across the value for money that the buyer is putting on the product. So there are a lot of things which parents need to understand, that just don't push the child academically, but also a lot of other activities. In fact, when I meet children when they are in grade 10th, they tell me that they are just, in a physical activity for, 2 hours in a week. And I tell them, please increase it to 3 to 4 hours, because even physical activity is equally important for your mental growth. So give attention to your physical activity, give importance to your academics. Everything should be working with proper time management.
Superb, superb. I think this gives a lot of clarity to both sides, parents as well as students, to at least have a conversation between them. They can
Yes,
explore options before approaching a career counselor. They know what they need to talk to you.
right.
So, we see that parents have a lot of aspirations and they see their own dreams in their own children, what they haven't fulfilled. So, how can parents balance their own expectations with their child's aspirations?
So, first of all, I will definitely say that, get in touch with a career counselor if me, well and good, or
Yes.
else whomsoever you have
Yes.
around, because, a career counselor will definitely identify the strength of your child and accordingly will give you the entire customized roadmap. So, when a child comes to me in grade 8th standard, I give the hand holding and mentorship up till grade 12th. So, that 5 years of hand holding helps them a lot to understand that what is the market trend in their free time during vacation, what activities they can explore and to what level they can reach. So you get a proper planner and everything gets streamlined uh, in a very systematic way. So I strongly suggest that parents should have liberal thoughts. They should allow students to explore, and with the help of career counselor, a parallel help will give them an idea that how they have to work with children during their free time, because during vacations children are just randomly on their devices. So I'm not even saying they have to study, but let's do something concrete and something productive with them. If they want to get into some part-time work, they can do that. They can get into sports, they can get into music, they can get into some art form, some personality development, or some communication skill oriented programs.
Okay, I think that's quite helpful for parents also. Coming to the last question for the day, obviously the information is sea and ocean wide big, but due to shortage of time, I would like to ask you what are the resources that are available for career exploration?
Yes. So, as a career counselor, my strongest tool is to take a aptitude test and a psychometric test. But along with that, I have some self-curated assessments which are framed exclusively by me, keeping the child in mind. So when they give these tests, I come to know their numerical ability, their verbal ability, their computational ability. So a lot of things get highlighted, whether the child is a logical thinker, critical thinker, or an analytical thinker. So this gives me a vivid picture and parallel what careers can align with this kind of personality. So these are some tools which are helpful to me understand and diagnose what the child's interest is. So for this, you definitely need a professional help, a formal guidance, because parents on their own cannot take this further. You need to have a scientific approach towards it. So a formal platform will always help.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I think this was the need of the hour, and you've given each and every information precisely, at least to the understanding level of a basic understanding level for every parent and every student who listens to you today on this podcast. Thank you so much, Devna, for sharing this. And we are looking forward for the next episode as well. And hope it reaches out to the right audience, to the right people. If you who are watching the episode. And if you feel it's helpful, please pass on the episode or the link of the episode to people who are definitely in need of this. It may help someone. Even if you don't have a child who is needing a career counselor, do spread the word across who are, in this age bracket of the eighth grade and the 12th grade. So yes, thank you so much, Devna. Thank you from students and parents right now itself, because it's a huge pleasure to have you on this platform. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you.